Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on the AEW invades the attack of the show. So why am I talking about this? Why am I interested? Well, if you've been following the story with G4, I actually did some video, but the very first one from the reboot was that I kind of support Assassin's Creed for G4, aka Xavier Wood, the King of the Ring champion for WWE. You cannot see what I'm getting at here. So, of course, you didn't know AEW. It's a new promotional wrestling organization made in 2019. An idea is sort of like an alternative. And if you want to know about the history of AEW, you can Google it. It's on YouTube. But the gist of it is, Cody Rhodes and his friend, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega decided to create their own promotional with the help of a billionaire, Tony Khan, and his father, Shahid Khan. And you see what AEW is. So if you want to know the origin, it's on the internet. So of course, if you know about Xavier Wood, real name is Assassin's Creed, host of Up, Up, Down, Down, but also a WWE wrestler. Yes, I'm not gonna be saying, oh, he's an entertainer like what McMahon wants. You know, I think that's ridiculous in my opinion, but that'll be a different story there. But the bottom line is, a lot of people, when they heard about AEW is gonna invade Attack of the Show, well, basically they're a guest star. And some say, oh, you know who would be awesome? Oh, if Assassin's Creed was there and interact with the AEW wrestlers. And that would be really interesting. I'm not gonna lie, that would be interesting. However, it's too good to be true because G4 tweet with a door, basically Forbidden Door. If you don't know what that is, basically crossover with another organization, kind of like New Japan Pro and AEW. You get the idea there. And Tony Khan actually loves the Forbidden Door rule. So for a while, there was Impact, there was even New Japan Pro, AAA, and of course, if you just heard, he bought Ring of Honor. So again, that'll be a different story there. So that's what it is. And then Assassin's Creed on Twitter basically said, well, I hope you guys don't do anything crazy. I'll be taking a week off. So of course, you're going to say, yeah, that's so convenient. Well, yeah, it is convenient because for people who don't know, especially when you work for the WWE, they do have a strict rule and it's part of the contract. And that is, you cannot ever interact with competitors' promotional organization on public television. And the reason for that is it's a conflict of interest. So that's the reason why. So you might say, oh my God, a WWE wrestler is interacting with an AEW. Because again, he is a good friend of Adam Cole, but Adam Cole is AEW, while Xavier Wood, Assassin's Creed, is WWE. Yes, in the past on Up, Up, Down, Down, there was the party, which is Assassin's Creed, Adam Cole, Cesaro, and Tyler Breeze. It's not even a WWE wrestler. He did not renew his contract when it's expired, and according to him, is that he's just taking a break from wrestling, so he's not even doing anything wrestling. So that's why he's sort of allowed to be in Up, Up, Down, Down. Is he allowed to be WWE? Maybe as a guest star, whatever, but to some extent is probably not. So of course, like I said, WWE don't allow their wrestler to interact with other promotional wrestlers on public TV. It's just conflict of interest. That's what it is. Vince McMahon is not a fan when you make appearances to a competitor. He doesn't like that. So that's why one of his rules is he doesn't even acknowledge the competitor. That's why when push comes to shove, say someone asks Xavier Wood about AEW or John Cena, even to some extent, they're going to purposely deflect it because they can't say anything about it. That's the thing. If they do, breach of contract, they get in trouble. So that's why. And you might say, well, wait a minute. On Danhausen's YouTube, there was an old video. Danhausen is talking to Assassin's Creed. Well, at the time, Danhausen was just an indie wrestler, and I think most of indie wrestler organization, they don't really televise it to some extent. So, like, if you have a camera and whatever, like a home video, that's a different story there. But yeah, so you kind of get away with it because at the time he was just an indie wrestler, and I don't even think, to some extent, nothing personal. Ring of Honor was also considered like an indie wrestling. I know it's a big thing, it's popular. A lot of the WWE and AEW came from that one. So I gotta give props to Tony Khan for buying it, but again, different story there. But yeah, so that's an old one, doesn't really count. And then you might say, well, Jericho made an appearance to Steve Austin's podcast. Well, according to Steve Austin, he asked McMahon like 3 times just to make sure, you want me to have Chris Jericho on the show? And he said, yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. So you're not going to have a problem if he talks about your competitor? Don't worry about it. Of course, Chris Jericho did talk about his competitor AEW because I did watch the show. Pretty good episode. Props to Chris Jericho. So, and then apparently there was a report that after a while, McMahon said, well, shoot, well, probably regretting it now. Okay, whatever. And apparently another one was Cody Rhodes. I didn't see that one, but there was a picture of Cody Rhodes in the AEW ring. Nobody really talked about it. But again, I don't know what the deal with that one. Probably just a picture. So that's what sort of the getaway with it. Let's just say that Austin Creed did make an appearance while AEW wrestlers were there. Probably Vince McMahon was going to be getting pissed off and, well, you're going to fire Austin Creed. They're probably not going to allow him to work with WWE anymore, etc., etc., etc. Who knows? I mean, he is very strict. So like I said, he has a lot of guidelines when you're a WWE wrestler, not superstar. Because I think that's stupid, but again, that'll be a different story about that. When I heard about the Attack of the Show AEW guest star, at first I'm like, yeah, that would be interesting, but I doubt it. And yep, it was a doubt. He couldn't make it. He couldn't basically appear because he can get in trouble for it. Because like I said, conflict of interest. You can't do that. I mean, there was a story with Kevin Butler, guy. He played as a fictional character for PlayStation, and then on a tire commercial, he was there, but promoting some sort of tires, but they were playing Mario Kart Wii. Sony didn't like that. They said it was a conflict of interest, and he got fired. That was a good, like, fictional character there, but again, you know, they blew it. Again, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, thought price, they had to do it, or he can get in trouble for that. So say that New Japan Pro, AAA, Impact, or heck, Ring of Honor, whatever, makes an appearance as a guest stars on the Attack of the Show. Chances are you're not going to see Austin Creed. It is what it is there. You can get in trouble for that, just saying that. So with that, I'll see you guys later.